Hi everyone, I'm Rihanna. Welcome back to another video. It's snowing outside today and it's actually laying, so I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere, which means it's the perfect time to film a video. Today I would like to share with you my top 10 best zero waste swaps from 2020. So the first zero waste swap I'm going to share with you is Dentabs tooth tabs. Now I did actually start using these before 2020, but I've really got into them in a big way in 2020. And if you've been with my channel for a while, you remember that I've made zero waste toothpaste powder recipe that I shared with you all, but I don't do that anymore. And I actually find these are just so much easier. I buy them online and I'll put the link below, and they come in a little paper bag. So they're kind of as low waste, zero waste as they can be. And I really like them. These have a minty flavor. You can get them in fluoride and fluoride free. Sticking with the bathroom theme, this is a zero waste deodorant I started using, I think like mid in the summer last year. This is the Wild refillable deodorant. So the container is made from aluminium, and if I take off the lid, you twist the bottom and it comes up like so. And then these little refillable pouches, it's not a pouch, refillable, a refill, let's just call it a refill, that's easier. I've seen these everywhere, so like lots of zero wasters are talking about these, and I have very unsuccessfully tried to make my own low waste, zero waste deodorant a number of times, and I've never really liked the consistency. So for me, this is a much easier alternative, and this is the only waste, but it's actually made of paper, so you can compost this whole thing once the deodorant has run out. It's also 100% vegan, of course. Still on with the bathroom things, I had to include my Merkur, I think the brand is, yeah, Merkur safety razor. Now this isn't actually the original safety razor I showed in my zero waste shaving video, because that one broke. A word of warning, if you drop a safety razor on a hard floor, like a tiled floor, the head most likely will come away from the handle. So this is my second safety razor, and I'm not someone who shaves all the time, but I like that it's an option, and this was one of the most expensive and first zero waste things I invested in, but I think they're really, really worth it. The next one is handkerchiefs, and I put mine in one of these clip top jars, and I have this in my living room all the time. And the reason I'm putting handkerchiefs in this video is because I use them every day. They're not expensive, they're zero waste, you can chuck them in with your usual laundry when you're washing other bits, and I find them just so useful, so I had to include them in this. Next is my Sip by Swell reusable coffee cup, which I kind of have always used on and off, but the reason I like this one so much is because the lid, once you click it in and you hear it click, it doesn't spill, so you can put it in your bag and kind of, I mean, I don't know if I would tip it upside down, but you can sort of, it doesn't have to stay completely upright all the time, and the liquid does not leak. I've also started wild swimming recently, so this is something I'm using every week when I go wild swimming, and I have a hot drink in after I've come out of the water, and it stays hot as well for quite a long time, so I really love my Sip by Swell coffee cup. So this is Frida's stainless steel PlanetBox lunchbox. I bought this long before Frida was ever here, long before I was pregnant, long before I even thought about getting pregnant. So I used...
I was a little baby.
I had it before you were a baby. So I'm just gonna open it and show you. So she's got some sandwich in there, some crisps, yeah, and some satsuma, and she did have a whole apple, but she's been powering through this morning. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I used it originally as my lunchbox, and I like all the different compartments, but I think it's an amazing lunchbox for children, and it's stainless steel. And to be honest, a lot of the other lunchboxes that I've looked at on the market are just not as good as this one. So I really, really love this lunchbox, and we both use it, so it's been a great item. I've definitely talked about these in previous videos, but these are one of my all-time favorite zero waste swaps ever. This is reusable kitchen roll, and I have, I think, 2 rolls in the kitchen. Yes, I've got this one, and I've got another set, and it just replaces the disposable paper towels that are really, really wasteful. And I grew up in a house where my mum used paper towels like they were going out of fashion, and she still does, unfortunately. She doesn't like these as much, but I think they're amazing because they're made of It's like a towel fabric on the back and then cotton on the front. So these are great to take out in your bag, especially with kids, on picnics, in the kitchen. You can mop stuff up if you spill.
We
They're
don't
great.
on a picnic.
Next one is in office supplies, I guess. So I have 2 fountain pens, and they're both,
Those.
yeah, they're both secondhand. They're actually both given to me by my friend I work with in the vintage shop at the weekends. So I have 2 fountain pens, and I refill them with bottled ink, which is old-timey, and I'm not gonna lie, I love that, but it is a much lower waste way to write.
The other one.
Yeah, and the purple one. It's a much lower waste way to write if you write.
I love the purple one.
If you write a lot. Frida's talking about the purple ink. She loves the purple ink. Yeah, I do too. So if you write a lot, it's a much lower waste way to write. I'm not saying that I never use any other pens in my life, but I use these a lot and much more now. So I think it's a good way to reduce your writing waste if you do write a lot. A period item now. I was sent a pair of Thinx underwear back in the day when I used to make, reusable period reviews on my old channel that doesn't exist anymore. And they sent me this pair, and it was long before I got pregnant with Frida, and I was never really that open to trying them. And now I have since bought 3 more pairs of briefs and 2 thongs. I don't know where the other one is. And they're amazing, and the reason I like them so much now is that I use them to sleep in, and I'll explain the huge positive if you have a small person in your life, that when you wake up in the morning, it's pretty much impossible when you have a baby or a small child to deal with yourself first. You know, they will probably need a wee or they'll need something from you, and so having to sort yourself out when you're on your period first thing in the morning is usually quite tricky. So I love these because I know that I wake up and I'm dealing with Frida and I don't have to sort of change or put my cup in or put a pad on straight away, and I'm going to be okay because these are going to give me enough protection. They're also really good against leaking in bed because I got sick of waking up with kind of like blood everywhere. That's not too much information. So I really, really like the Thinx underwear. They're a bit pricey, I'm not going to lie, but I think they're a good investment and they're definitely worth it. And last but not least, we have cotton reusable masks that of course became a staple in 2020, and we are still using them in 2021 and probably beyond. So I wanted to show you the ones that I have. I bought these from an independent maker on Etsy called KOKOKIDS, and I want to do a little bit of a shout out to her because she makes beautiful kids clothes and other stuff, and she's based in London, but she's Japanese, and so has these really beautiful Japanese fabrics you can choose from. And I really love the shape of her masks. They're such good quality, and I just really, really recommend her as a maker. So that's it. Those are my top 10 best zero waste swaps from 2020. And
Bye.
I'll do it again. So that's it. Those are my top 10. So that's it, those are my top 10 best zero waste swaps from 2020, and just a little disclaimer to say that everything in this video, except for that first pair of black Thinx underwear I showed you, was bought by myself with my own money, so all my opinions are my own. If you'd like to see me more often, please follow me on Instagram at Rihanna Jameen, as that's the only other social media space I am on, and I will see you in the next video. Hope you're well, everyone. Bye!
Bye! Bye!